Long ago, before the stars were ruled by the Council, there lived a strange world called Earth, a small blue planet on the edge of the galaxy. It was not rich. It had no great fleets. Its people were wild and often fought each other. Many believed Earth would never become important. But one thing made Earth different. Its people never gave up. 1,000 years ago, during the First Galactic War, Earth sent warriors to help the Council fight a great threat. These humans fought like no one. Had seen before, they did not fear death. They used every trick, every weapon, every part of their body to survive. Some called them monsters. Others called them heroes. After the war ended, Earth was forgotten again, left in ruins. The Council promised to help rebuild, but they never came. Then, one day, an elder from the planet Zurak stood before the Council and said something strange. "You have left Earth behind. You think they are broken, but I have seen the fire in their eyes. One day, Earth will rise again. And if that day comes, no power in the galaxy will stop them." The room was silent for a moment. Then someone laughed, and then another, and soon the whole chamber echoed with laughter. "Earth?" A Zarnian ambassador chuckled. "They can't even fly past their own moon without crashing." "Let them rise," said another. "We will crush them again." But the Zuraki elder only shook his head. "You will regret these words." His warning was written down and stored in the deep archives of the Council. No one ever read it again. Years later. In the present time, the Galactic Council rules over more than 1,000 planets. Peace has lasted for centuries. War has become a story told to children. The newer generations do not even know what Earth is. They believe it was lost in a solar fire, erased by its own sun. But on a cold and dark night, deep in Council space, something strange happens. A signal appears. It is not strong, it flickers, but it carries a message in a human language. We are awake. The Council's communication center quickly traces the signal. It comes from Sector 9 Gamma, the dead zone, a place where no ships travel, a place where Earth once existed. Commander Valen, a sharp-eyed officer from the Drex Dominion, stares at the message. "This has to be a trick," he says. "Earth was destroyed 2 centuries ago." His assistant, a young technician named Sarah, frowns. "Commander, the encryption code, it matches the old Earth Alliance system." Valen leans forward. "Impossible." Meanwhile, on a hidden planet, far away, beyond the reach of Council maps, a hidden world orbits a dying star. It is not marked, it is not known, but it is alive. Inside massive underground cities, humans live, train, and build. The name of this world is New Terra. Earth was never destroyed. It went dark on purpose. The leaders of Earth saw the betrayal coming. The Council had used Earth in the war, then abandoned it. So Earth chose a different path: silence, secrecy, and strength. On New Terra, children grow up learning one lesson. Above all, never forget, never trust, always prepare. Above the surface, huge shipyards hang in orbit, hidden by cloaking fields. Thousands of warships rest in silence, each one waiting for the day they are needed. The largest among them, the Iron Star, is the size of a small moon. Back in Council space, the message has reached all member worlds. News spreads quickly. Panic begins to grow. Old memories return. A few elders still live, those who fought beside humans long ago. They do not laugh. They do not speak. They remember the prophecy. Ambassador Vurok, now very old, reads the signal in his private chamber. His eyes widen. "It's real," he whispers. "The fire still burns." But when he tells the Council, they dismiss him again. "You're too old, Vurok," says Supreme Speaker Naxa. "Humans are dead. It's just a ghost signal." Vorok sighs. No, it's a warning. A scout disappears. The Council sends a scout ship to Sector 9 Gamma. It never returns. 2 days. Later, its last transmission plays across the emergency channels. This system is not empty. We were wrong. There is something here. It's watching us. Static screams. Then silence. New Terra. War room on. New Terra. Deep beneath the surface, a human general stands before a giant map. General Sora Arkin, one of the first children born after Earth went dark, looks at her officers. They heard us. That was the plan. One officer asks, "Will they send more scouts?" She smiles coldly. "Let them come. We're ready." 50 years before the signal Earth was not destroyed. That was a lie told by the Galactic Council. After the First Galactic War, humans returned to their planet. Earth was broken, cities destroyed, and the Council had no plan to help. In secret meetings, Earth's leaders decided one thing: we must never depend on the stars again. A secret project began. It was called Project Silent Dawn. The plan was simple, but dangerous. Hide all Earth's activity. Disappear from the galaxy. Prepare for the day of return. Satellites were destroyed. Space stations shut down. Human. Colonies were told to stay silent or die. Many vanished overnight, without warning. The Council believed Earth had fallen, but Earth had only gone quiet. Back to the present. Council in chaos, Commander Valen stares at the transmission again. The message still glows on the screen. "We are awake." Behind him, Council officers argue. "It's a trap." Could be pirates. It's just an old signal. But Valen isn't so sure. He turns to his assistant, Sarah. "Send a deep scan. I want to know everything in Sector 9 Gamma." Meanwhile, deep inside New Terra, massive underground bunkers roar with power. Rows of tanks, walkers, and drones charge their weapons. Scientists walk quickly through bright halls, carrying datapads filled with blueprints of machines not seen for centuries. General Sora Arkin enters the main command center. Her face is calm, but her eyes are sharp. "The Council received our signal?" she asks. "Yes," answers her aide. "They sent one scout. It's been deleted." She nods. "Good. Let the galaxy fear again." On the screen, a message appears. Shadow Fleet, 78% operational. Planetary shields active. Global blackout maintained. Earth is still hidden, but now it's almost ready to return. Inside one of the hidden shipyards, a young engineer named Eli watches a huge warship being finished. It's called Vengeance-class Destroyer 03, the Broken Oath. It's dark, no colors, no flags. Only the human symbol burned into the side, a fist inside a sun. He whispers to himself, "They forgot us, but we didn't forget them." Beside him, an older engineer says, "This ship has weapons that can tear apart stars. The Council has no idea what's coming." Council fleet enters the Dead Zone 4 battle cruisers arrive at Sector 9 Gamma. They scan for life, for signals, for anything. "Nothing," the captain says. "It's empty. Let's go back." But just before they turn, their sensors pick up a shadow, a massive object in the dark. One officer zooms in. The screen shows something, a huge, floating metal structure. "Is that a station?" "No," says another. "That's a warship." Suddenly their lights go out. One by one, each ship vanishes. New Terra reacts. General Arkin watches the ship destruction on her screen. Her officers cheer quietly. She raises her hand. Silence. "They think we're monsters." "Good. Let fear guide their choices." Her second-in-command speaks up. "When do we begin Phase 2? She looks at a timer. "In 7 days. Let the Council spread fear on their own." will come when they beg for help. The prophecy remembered old Ambassador Vurok wakes from a nightmare. He walks through his library, deep inside the Capitol dome. Dust covers the shelves. No one reads the old texts anymore. He pulls out a file. Zuraki Elder Warnings, Cycle 497. The line makes his blood turn cold. When Earth goes quiet, prepare, for their silence is louder than any war cry. He runs to the council chamber, trembling. They're coming back! Earth lives! We must prepare! But the supreme speaker, Naxa, laughs again. So the ghosts of Earth scare you, old man? Yes, Vurok says, dead serious. They scare me more than anything. A hidden agent activates on. A council planet, a human sleeper agent receives a signal on his retinal implant. A red dot appears. He stands up, cold and focused. His alien friends don't know who he really is. Phase 2 begins soon, he whispers. Time to remind them what Earth means. A nervous council, the Galactic Council was no longer laughing. In the past week, 4 battle cruisers had disappeared in Sector 9 Gamma. 17 drones appeared above major cities. Billions saw the message. One word now spread like wildfire. Humans. Inside, the Council's war chamber, Supreme Speaker Naxa looked pale. Her voice shook as she said, "Send more ships. Full battle group. Clean that sector." Commander Threx, a hardened, lizard-like warrior, stepped forward. "With respect, Speaker, we are not facing pirates. This is military precision. Someone has built a fleet in the dark." "It's Earth," Vurok said calmly. "I told you." "The prophecy—" "Enough of your stories," Naxa snapped. But deep inside, even she knew this was something bigger. Something worse. A massive fleet moves in orbit over planet Xeon 5, 30 ships gather. This is Battle Group Ceron, led by the heavy dreadnought Blinding Fang. Their goal is simple. Enter Sector 9 Gamma. Destroy anything that moves. End the fear before it spreads. Admiral Cray, an insectoid tactician known for his cold logic, stands on the bridge. "We give them one chance to surrender. After that, no mercy. The fleet jumps into hyperspace." Meanwhile, deep in New Terra's war, Command General Sora Arkin receives the enemy fleet data. Her face is stone. 30 ships, 1 dreadnought, standard tactics. They expect pirates, not us. A young officer looks nervous. "Should we call in the Iron Star?" "No," she says. "This isn't the final battle. This is the warning." She turns to her operations chief. "Send in Spectre Squadron. Spectre Squadron." Launches in the dark hangars. Of New Terra Shipyard 4, 7 stealth ships rise. Each is small, black, and deadly. No windows. No names, only numbers. SO1 to SO7. Inside SO1, Pilot Reyna tightens her gloves. Her voice is calm. "This is what we trained for. Silent in, silent out. Make them scared." The squadron launches silently into space, disappearing into the shadows. Battle. Group Ceron arrives. The Council fleet enters Sector 9 Gamma. It is cold, dead, silent, no planets. No moons. Just empty black. Admiral Cray speaks to the fleet. "Begin wide scan. We find them, crush them, and return home heroes." But the scans show nothing. Then suddenly, something strange. One ship's captain reports, "Sir, my sensors just turned off." "Mine too." "I just lost my drone feed." And then, boom! One Council destroyer explodes, its engines ripped apart from the inside. Confusion and chaos. "Who fired? Where's the enemy?" "We can't lock." "Targets!" The Spectre Squadron moves like ghosts. S-03 fires a plasma spike into a ship's command bridge. Instant kill. S-05 drops a gravity bomb under a cruiser, rips it into 2. S-01 disables shields of the Blinding Fang without ever being seen. Message. From the shadows, A single message appears on every ship's screen. This is not your space. You were warned. You did not listen. This is Earth's first strike. And then, silence. One by one, the Council ships are either destroyed or forced to flee. Only 2 escape, damaged, terrified, and carrying the same message. Back in Council headquarters, panic fills the great chamber. Speaker Naxa stares in silence. A giant screen plays footage from one of the damaged ships. A brief glimpse of a human stealth ship, sleek, black, impossible to trace. Vurak stands again. The prophecy was clear. He reads from the ancient scroll. And when their first strike comes, it will be in silence. You will not see them. Only the fire. Council emergency session. The Galactic Council was in full panic. 30 of their warships had gone into Sector 9 Gamma. Only 2 came back, damaged and broken. The fleet had not even seen the enemy clearly. Now every screen in the chamber showed the same message. Earth has returned. The first strike is done. Now we rise. Ambassadors from dozens of species shouted at once. Who are these humans? How did they build such weapons in silence? Why didn't we finish them when we had the chance? Only Elder Vurak remained calm. He stood slowly. Because you ignored the prophecy. Because you laughed. Deep space. Location? The Halo Rift far beyond any mapped system, hidden by gravity storms and ancient wreckage, floats a giant ring of dark metal. This is the Halo Rift. No alien ship has ever crossed it. Because beyond this ring lies Earth's secret, the hidden fleet. The heart of the storm inside the Halo Rift, thousands of human warships float in silence. Black hulls. No lights, no names, each one built for war and for revenge. This fleet is called the Silent Armada. They have waited for 200 years. Command ship, Iron Star at. The center of the Armada is the largest warship ever built. The Iron Star, 5 kilometers long, 2 kilometers tall. A floating fortress. Inside the bridge, General Sora Arkin watches a glowing map of Council territory. Behind her, robotic officers and human AI strategists speak in cold tones. Enemy fleet destroyed, confirmed. Council systems now watching, sector closely. Fear level across 64 alien worlds, high. Arkin nods. Then it's time to show them we're not just shadows. A new threat. Project Goliath in a separate hangar inside the Iron Star, an enormous figure powers up. It is Project Goliath, a human-built titan, half machine, half warrior, over 100 feet tall, covered in armor, armed with weapons that can level cities. Inside the chest pod sits Pilot Dax Miles, one of Earth's oldest secret soldiers, trained since birth, engineered for war. He checks his systems and grins. Tell the Council, Earth is done hiding. Council space, the fear grows across. Dozens of alien worlds, people now whisper the name human with dread. On Zorvac Prime, schools close. On Varnax, weapons factories restart after 300 years. News screens play interviews with survivors from the last battle. One says, trembling, "We couldn't see them, we couldn't fight them. Our weapons, they just passed through air." Another speaks. "Their ships don't show on scanners. Their drones explode without warning. This isn't war, it's punishment." Council Spy Network. Cracks inside the Council's intelligence office, agents try to learn more about Earth. They search archives, stolen files, ancient records, but they find nothing useful. One report says, Earth built new AI that overwrites, tracking tech. Their engineers use living code. Some of their pilots are not even fully human anymore. An analyst whispers, they've evolved. Earth's secret weapon, the ghost ship from the edge of the Halo Rift, a single ship breaks away. Small, fast, silent. It's called the Ghost. No crew, fully AI-controlled. Its purpose: psychological warfare. The Ghost enters a council colony orbiting the peaceful world Narrated. It sends out an old Earth song, slow and haunting. Then it projects a hologram into the sky. An Earth child holding a burning council flag. The words appear, "You took our future, now we take yours." Then the Ghost vanishes. No attack, but the planet goes into chaos. Back on the Iron Star, General Arkin receives reports of panic across Council space. She turns to her officers. "We're not here to destroy planets. We're here to make them remember what they did." An AI beside her replies, "Tactical fear level rising. Targets are destabilizing." Arkin nods again. "Good, because next time, we strike their leadership." Years ago, a hidden program. Begins long before Earth disappeared, before Project Silent Dawn, a secret plan started inside Earth's defense labs. It was called Project Revenant. The goal was simple: create humans who could survive anywhere. Faster, stronger, smarter, but most importantly, invisible. These new humans would look normal, but inside, they were not. They would blend into alien societies, wait for the signal, and strike when the time came. Earth called them the Engineered Ones. Now, Council World. Zarkal 9 Captain Telrin of the Zarkal Guard checks the security reports. There's unrest on the planet. People are nervous. Since the Council's fleet was destroyed, riots have started. Telrin sighs. "These humans, they've infected our peace." Just then, his personal bodyguard enters the room. A tall, quiet man named Kyle, always calm. Never speaks unless needed. He has served Telrin for 12 years. "Captain," Kale says, "there's movement outside. Protesters again." Telrin grunts. "Let them yell. They'll stop when they're tired." But Kale doesn't move. He's staring at the captain now, eyes cold, unblinking, and then he says one word: "Awakened." Suddenly his body shifts, muscles tighten, eyes glow faintly blue, hidden weapons slide from under his skin. Before Telrin can shout, Kale moves, faster than any alien has ever seen. In 5 seconds, the entire room is silent. Telrin lies on the floor, not dead, but marked. "You will send a message," Kale whispers. "Tell your leaders, Earth is already here." Across Council space, they begin to rise on the icy world of Trovax. A nurse quietly disables a city's shield generator. She walks out into the snow, drops her mask, and vanishes into the white. On Velar Station, an old janitor walks into the reactor room. Security tries to stop him. He knocks them down with one hand. He leaves behind a code written on the wall: "We never left." All over the galaxy, humans who had hidden for decades begin to act. They take no orders. They were trained to know when, and now they know. Back on the Iron Star, General Arkin watches the reports come in. 33 revenants have activated, says an AI officer. 10 planetary systems compromised. No sign of detection. She nods. We trained them to become ghosts. Now they become fire. Council tries to respond in the Great Hall. The leaders try to stay calm. Supreme Speaker. Naxa slams the table. "How did humans get into our systems? Our worlds?" Vurak answers. "They didn't enter. They were already there." He holds up a file marked Project Revenant, Suppressed Warning. The Council had this file for 200 years and ignored it. Naxa leans forward. "What does it say?" Vurak reads. "Revenants will appear normal, but they are not. If you find one, it's already too late." The experiment that worked back on New Terra, a young man named Juno walks through a massive training room. He is 19 years old. He was born in a tank, raised in zero gravity, fed only truth and fire. He is a new version of human, Gen 5 Revenant as. He walks. Trainers and soldiers step aside. He is faster than any fighter. He can read a book in 1 second, run 60 kilometers without rest, shoot 12 targets in one breath, and he's just one of many. A deadly message in the capital of Draken World. A group of alien generals are having dinner. Suddenly, the lights go out. A voice speaks from the dark. You laughed at Earth's fall. Gunshots, screams. When the lights return, every guard is gone. The generals are untouched, but their walls are covered with blood. On the table, written in red, the prophecy was real. Fear grips the star's aliens, who once ruled, now hide behind. Shields, council worlds shut their borders. They don't trust anyone. What if my own guard is human? How do we stop someone we can't see? What if it's already too late? Vurok says quietly, it is too late. The alien skyships moved like shadows in space. Silent. Powerful. Cold. They had reached Jupiter. Their goal was to show dominance, to make Earth kneel. But they did not know. Earth had changed. Far away on Earth's hidden moonbase, Commander, Ilara stood before a giant display. Her face was calm, but her eyes burned with purpose. They have crossed the line, she said. Now we show them what Earth truly is. She looked over her team. Scientists, warriors, AI strategists, all handpicked. Behind her stood a wall of black metal, Earth's secret project. A warship, larger than anything built before. Its name was carved in fire across its armor. Ignis Vow, the vow of fire. Activate it, Ilara ordered. The launch doors opened. The ship rose from the hangar like a beast freed from chains. It had no curves, only edges and purpose. Weapons hidden beneath its shell glowed softly. Its engines rumbled with a low, dangerous hum. In space, the enemy ships noticed the energy spike. One of the alien commanders laughed. Another primitive. Toy, he said. Let them play. But when the Ignis Vow appeared on their sensors, everything changed. The readings were off the scale. The ship was made of something unknown, metal that seemed to bend light. Its engine broke gravity rules. It moved in impossible ways. Then the first strike came. A beam of white fire cut through one of the alien destroyers. No warning, no sound. Just light. And then silence. Pieces of the ship floated into darkness, glowing like embers. Panic spread in the alien fleet. Where did it come from? What is that ship? But there was no time to answer. The Ignis Vow moved again. Faster than they could track. Another ship exploded, then another. One shot. One kill. Commander Ilara watched from her control deck. This is for every insult, every slave ship, every broken promise. She pressed another command. Earth's AI defense grid came online. Old satellites, silent for decades, woke up with new code. Hidden weapons, buried in the moons of Saturn, powered up. Earth had hidden its strength not out of fear, but out of patience. For years, humanity had waited, watched, learned, upgraded. Now it was time. The alien commander screamed at his crew. Retreat! All ships, pull back! But the Ignis Vow didn't let them go. It chased, it hunted. Every ship that tried to run vanished in flames. Far below, on the alien council planet, messages arrived. Our fleet is falling. Earth has awakened. The council stared at the reports. The ancient prophecy echoed in their minds. From silence shall rise the storm. From earth shall come the fire. They had mocked those words, laughed, ignored them. Now they saw the fire with their own eyes, and it was only beginning. The Galactic Council was in chaos. Inside their great hall, once filled with pride and confidence, silence fell. Reports of destruction kept coming. Fleets vanished, colonies lost contact. The humans, once slaves and exiles, had returned with fury. Counselor Vorth, head of the Arcan Dominion, slammed his clawed hand on the table. This cannot be real. We crushed them once. How are they doing this? The screen behind him showed the same terrible truth. The Ignis Vow was hunting their ships, one by one. Its weapons didn't miss. Its armor didn't break. And no one had ever seen a human ship move like that before. Another counselor whispered, "It's like they evolved." Back in human space, Commander Alara received new data. Earth's intelligence networks, built over decades in silence, had cracked the enemy's codes. She knew where the council met, where they hid, where they felt safest. She pointed at the map on her screen. "That's where they rule from," she said. "Time to show them that Earth no longer bows." The Ignis Vow turned. It aimed for the council planet, Virelion Prime. But it wasn't, going alone. From hidden bases on Mars, Titan, Europa, and Earth's deep oceans, more ships launched. Ships built in secret. Ships made with alien tech stolen from battles long ago. Ships carrying one message: "You enslaved us together. Now we're coming for all of you." These warships didn't look human anymore. They looked like something new. Dark, sharp, silent. A union of human anger and alien knowledge. Fast, deadly. They called themselves the Echelon Fleet. When the Echelon Fleet entered alien space, panic spread faster than light. One alien commander shouted, "We have no defense! Where is our superweapon? Where is the tri-beam array?" The answer came quickly. Destroyed by a human stealth ship 2 hours ago. Then the fleet reached Virelion Prime. The planet had rings of defense, shields, orbital cannons, and thousands of drones. But the Echelon Fleet didn't hesitate. They moved like wolves through a flock. The Ignis Vow led the charge, breaking through layers of shields in seconds. Alara sent a final message to the Council. "You chose pride over peace, chains over trust. Now you face Earth, not begging, not kneeling, but risen." She gave no time to respond. The attack began. Cities trembled as the Council's bunkers shattered. Skies turned red with fire. Defense towers fell. And for the first time in 10,000 years, the Council lost control of their own capital. Counselor Vorth tried to flee in a private ship, but as he reached orbit, he saw it. The Ignis Vow waiting for him. Its cannons glowed. He screamed. Then, silence. The war wasn't over yet, but something had changed forever. The proud who once ruled the stars were now running, hiding, begging for peace. And the galaxy watched in shock as Earth, once broken, now stood above them all. But Alara knew this was only the beginning. The galaxy would soon learn. Earth remembers. Earth evolves. Earth strikes back. The Goronis system burned. Once a peaceful trade hub for over 30 alien species, Goronis had become a battlefield of smoke and wreckage. Fires tore across its skies. Its moons were shattered. Its orbital defense platforms, what was left of them, floated like twisted corpses above the planet. Commander Treval of the Vexari Dominion stood in disbelief as the final transmission played on the bridge. "This is Fleet Admiral Rhodes of the Terran War Command. You were warned. Now, we answer." Then came the silence. No demands, no negotiations. Just vengeance. The humans had struck with a precision no alien fleet had matched in centuries. They didn't just destroy ships, they broke morale. The prophecy had spoken of Earth's rise, a rise from ashes. But no one thought it meant war, certainly not the Council, and definitely not the Vexari. Back on Earth's flagship Nightfall, General Arya Voss paced before a massive holographic map. Red dots, enemy systems, flashed and vanished one by one. Her officers stood silently, watching her expression. "Next?" she asked. A young lieutenant stepped forward. "The Jarkin outposts near Daltros. They still control the mining rings there." Voss didn't blink. "We take them tomorrow, and this time we leave a message." The bridge crew exchanged glances. Everyone knew what that meant. The message wouldn't be words. It would be fire. Meanwhile, in the Galactic Council, chaos ruled. Debates turned into shouting matches. The older races, like the Mval, the Threll, and the Osric, were silent, their eyes full of fear, because they remembered. They had heard those forgotten words long ago. The old human from Earth who stood before them centuries ago saying, "You will push us. You will break us. But one day, Earth will rise, and on that day your ships will run before our shadow." That day had come, and shadows now stretched over half the galaxy. In the refugee camps across the rim systems, aliens whispered tales of Nightfall, the human ship that arrived without a sound and left only fire behind. Children asked if it was real, if the humans were monsters, but old Yethon, a retired merchant from the Dalaran colonies, simply shook his head. "No, child. They're not monsters. They're survivors, and now they remember everything." In deep space, a secret armada gathered, thousands of alien ships from species who had once taken part in Earth's exile. They knew they were next. On board one of the last Varnak dreadnoughts, Admiral Zaylok prepared his fleet. His clawed, fingers tightened around a datapad showing Earth's growing fleet strength. "They've awakened something ancient," he whispered to his crew. "And now it comes for us all." A junior officer asked, trembling, "Sir, how do we stop them?" Zaylok stared into the dark. "We don't." Back on Earth, deep within the ruins of the old war bunker, Terran scientists unlocked the last vault. Inside were plans, old ones, ancient, human tech, forbidden even during the First Solar War. Now, no tech was forbidden. Earth was rising, and the galaxy would feel what it had tried to bury. The alien sky above burned orange. It was not fire, but the warning of something greater. The human warship, USS Vengeance, had entered orbit over Keltron, the last stronghold of the Zarketh Dominion. Commander Vera stood on the bridge, her eyes locked on the planetary defenses below. The humans had come far, from broken cities and chains to commanding the stars. Now the prophecy was almost fulfilled. Zortal, the alien overlord, stared at the human fleet from his control tower. His generals argued, but he raised a claw. "No more words," he said. "We were warned. The humans are not what we thought." Below them, sirens howled. The Zarketh people ran for shelters as hundreds of human ships descended. They weren't just here to fight. They were here to make a statement. Vera gave the order. "Send the final message." A loud transmission echoed across the planet. "This is Commander Vera of Earth. We gave mercy. We gave time. You mocked our past. You burned our world. Now we rise, and nothing will stop us." Suddenly, the skies opened. The Phoenix Lance, a weapon hidden for years, emerged from the darkness of space. It was a relic, built from ancient Terran tech and unknown alien energy, an answer to the old prophecy. A weapon never meant to be used, until now. The blast that followed was not just heat or light, it was memory. The Zarketh watched as the symbols of Earth's lost cities appeared above their skies. New York, Shanghai, Johannesburg, cities they had destroyed, now glowing in fire, written across the heavens. Zortal fell to his knees. "They carry their ghosts," he whispered, "and now they bring them to us." Meanwhile, in the human fleet, silence followed the first strike. "Status?" Vera asked. 5 enemy capitals gone. No return fire. They are broken. But Vera's eyes were cold. "We're not here to break them. We're here to end this." Back on Earth, The elders watched through deep space visuals. The council, once hunted and exiled, now stood tall in the rebuilt Terran dome. They laughed, one of the elders said softly. But the flame never died. And now it rises. Suddenly, the AI system Astra reported, "Incoming communication from the Zarketh High Command." Everyone fell silent. Zortal's face appeared, pale and shaking. "We surrender. Earth is no longer weak." The prophecy was real. Vera stared at him, but instead of rage, her voice was calm. "You didn't listen. Now you run." She ended the call. Then she turned to the stars. "Prepare for final strike," she said. "Let the galaxy feel Earth's rising flame." And as the human fleet moved, the skies of Keltran glowed red, not from destruction, but from a force that had slept too long. The prophecy was not about survival, it was about revenge, and Earth had only just begun. The skies above Zorath Prime were blackened by the smoke of dying warships. Earth's final fleet, led by the battle-worn Horizon, spear, cut through the darkness like a blade. Admiral Mira Kale stood at the edge of her command bridge, silent, watching the last stronghold of the Galactic Union fall into chaos. The prophecy was almost complete. Across the galaxy, fear spread faster than the battles themselves. Systems that once mocked humanity now broadcast surrender codes. Leaders who once called Earth a primitive backwater now begged for mercy. But Earth had not come for peace. It had come to end a cycle. Captain Darnell's voice came through the comms, low and calm. "Admiral, their capital is defenseless. Orders?" Mira's eyes narrowed. "No more warnings." With that, the fleet moved. Hundreds of human-designed ships, stealth bombers, planetary disruptors, and gravity cutters swept down like shadows. There was no sound, only a final flash. In the ruins of the capital, Counselor Theric crawled from under the rubble, blood dripping from his cracked armor. He coughed, looked up, and saw the silhouette of a human soldier standing above him, rifle ready. Theric's voice trembled. "Why? Why didn't you stop?" The soldier didn't reply. Instead, he handed Theric a piece of old parchment, torn, aged, and stained. It was the Earth prophecy, the same one Theric had once laughed at centuries ago. The words burned into his memory. "When stars forget Earth's name, when steel and silence rule the void, the children of the forgotten world shall rise, and none shall stand." Theric fell to his knees. Earth's forces didn't stay. They didn't need to. The message was clear. Humanity had arrived, changed, evolved, and now ruled. Back on Earth, in a small valley untouched by war, old monks lit lanterns under the night sky. One of them looked up, smiled, and whispered, "It is done." The prophecy kept its promise. And far across the stars, every planet knew one simple truth. You don't laugh at Earth. You run.